And all right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday, everybody. Today is June 8th, 2023. A lot going on this morning. First things first, get your money off of Binance US. All right? If there's one thing you take away from this stream, if you are one of the few who is still, despite many red flags, warnings everywhere about Binance US being a front for Binance, for basically Changpeng Zhou's personal fiefdom, just Sam Bankman-Fried without the stupid hair. If you still, to this day, still have your money on Binance US, I implore you, save yourself. That ship is sinking. The data that came out yesterday, not the data, the information. Binance US's former CEO, Catherine Coley, who basically disappeared from the world back in 2021. She went from doing interviews on CNBC and Bloomberg, congratulating Coinbase on their IPO. She was a very vocal, very public figure, and she dropped off the face of the earth in 2021. Well, she's back. Yesterday, the SEC, as part of their court filings in their case against Binance, released testimony from Catherine Coley. The date of that testimony, interestingly enough, was January of 2022. The SEC has had this information for well over a year and a half. And it confirms what a lot of people have been suspicious of, that Binance US is just a front for Binance, that there really is no Binance.us. It's just a stupid website that funnels your money into Changpeng Zhou's personal accounts, where they're commingled with his money, with his other ventures money, with his hedge funds money, with Binance overseas money.com money. It's just a front. It's illegal. Binance US was a shell company that was set up for the purpose of avoiding US regulators, kind of like FTX was. Remember, Changpeng Zhou was one of the early investors in FTX. Well, when Catherine Coley came out of the woodwork yesterday, it confirmed what a lot of people had said. She saw some things that were pretty ugly when she was running Binance US, and she got out of Dodge, and she's been keeping a very low profile because she's worried, Mike, this is me now hypothesizing here, she's worried she's going to end up indicted and in jail, and so she's a cooperating witness. By the way, the person who came in after Catherine Coley left Binance US in 2021, Brian Brooks, her replacement CEO, he lasted 4 months before he quit. 2 CEOs in 4 months? Kind of a bad sign, guys. So please, if there's one thing you take away from this stream, get your coins off of the exchanges. And if you still have money in Binance US right now at this point, I'm sorry, but what is coming is your own fault. It's time to not be nice. You need to hear this. All right. I do not like Gary Gensler. I do not like I don't like big government. I think Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC, is a stooge. And I think he's attacking crypto for all the wrong reasons to protect the establishment traditional finance industry. I get it. But at the same time, Binance is so obviously a fraud at this point that if you still have money there, I can't help you. So please get your money off of Binance. Other stories going on today. The Northeast continues to choke. I had my kids cracking up yesterday when I picked them up from the bus, and they said, "Why does it stink outside?" I said, "Because Canada farted." Okay, it's adolescent. It's potty humor. But, man, they were cracking up when I heard that one. Philadelphia Airport closed this morning because of visibility. LaGuardia Airport in New York closed yesterday because of visibility. We're at the point now where this choking smoke from Canada from these wildfires, this is going to have real economic impact on the Northeast, which is like the financial capital of the world. Namely, we've got the weekend coming up, right? School is out. This is like the last week of school for a lot of America. And you're talking about a summer weekend that nobody's going to go to the beach. Nobody's going to drive to the shore now, not when they're choking if they go outside, not with this lousy air quality. So this is going to have a measurable impact on the economy here, folks. There's a lot of summer businesses that when you lose one weekend in the summer because of something like this, it affects your whole year's performance. So there's going to be economic impact from this, and it's going to be big. You've also got GameStop absolutely crushed after their earnings yesterday. I didn't say earnings call because they canceled it, and they fired their CEO. GameStop, not looking good here. Down over 20% pre-market. I don't know what it's at right now. It may have moved since we started talking here. But guys, the writing is on the wall here. GameStop, all the changes they made to the company, they're not working. They're not making money. And I understand the story about the synthetic shares and the naked shorting. I get it, but Gary Gensler is too busy fighting crypto. He's not going to save meme stocks. So again, the writing is on the wall here, guys. Apes just can't catch a break. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but hey, at the end of the day, you need a company that makes money. Right now, that's not GameStop. Other stories going on. Initial jobless claims surged this morning to 261,000. That's up from 235,000 a week ago. But what about the sizzling jobs market, the strong labor market? I thought the labor market was so tight. Nope. Again, you gotta look under the hood of these jobs reports, guys. The situation in the jobs market is not as rosy as they're telling us in the press, and we got a little bit of confirmation of that this morning. And with that, we are going to shrink my big melon of a head. Let's see what's going on in markets here today. We've got the S&P is up an entire 1 point to 4,268. The Dow is up 32 points or 0.1% at 33,697. And the NASDAQ is up not even a quarter of a point, 13,134. Okay, now it's not even a quarter of a percent, now up 30 points. So the NASDAQ's faring a little bit better. Looking over at the DXY, the U.S. dollar is down lower this morning, about 48 basis points. Pretty big move down in the U.S. dollar right now. Still, though, above its recent lows. Broke out above that 101, 102 area a couple of days ago, and we've been bouncing around between 103 and 104 ever since. Bond yields are down across the board this morning. That is people buying up bonds, sending their prices higher and their yields lower. The 10-year is at 3.75, down 2 basis points, but that 10-year's been creeping up quite a bit over these last few days, ever since the debt ceiling deal looked like it was going to get done. And the 2-year is down 6 basis points at 4.48. Looking over at commodities, we've got gold is up 21 bucks this morning, 1979, closing in on that 2000 level again. Silver is at 24.12, back above 24 bucks, up 68 cents this morning. Big move in silver, or 2.9%. Metals right now loving that weaker dollar and those lower bond yields. WTI crude at 72.63. It's now up just a little bit from that announcement from OPEC of the 1 million barrel per day cut. Up 8 cents this morning. Not a lot going on there. Natural gas at 2.30. And that's about it for commodities. But here's the big story. Exclusive ex-Binance U.S. CEO Catherine Coley reemerges in SEC suits. Portions of testimony were published as part of the SEC complaint. The departure had caused some to speculate about her fate. There is Catherine Coley, and if you're seeing her picture here, you're one of the few people who has seen her in the last 2 years. She has been keeping a very low profile since her departure. And I just want to read you a little bit of this. In 2019, Catherine Coley became the first chief executive of Binance US, a crypto exchange that shares its name with the world's largest digital assets trading platform, Binance Holdings. 2 years later, she stepped down suddenly and has been little heard from since. That is until the U.S. SEC sued the two platforms along with its founder, Changpeng Zhou, or CZ, accusing the group of commingling assets and allowing Binance parent to manage and influence parts of the U.S. business from afar. Portions of the testimony given by Coley to the watchdog were published as part of the SEC's complaint, shedding some light on her experience while running Binance US. And this is one of the big quotes here. I read through all of her testimony. There's hundreds of pages of testimony. They only released about 13 pages of it yesterday, but she has been talking, folks. The data and the finance were the two most difficult ones to bring over to the U.S. She's talking about the service level agreement between Binance US and Binance.com. And, the data and the finance, the information and the money, that was one of the hiccups. That's kind of a big deal when you run a crypto exchange. HR was fine and payroll. Yeah, the data and the finance, we had a little bit of trouble bringing that over to the U.S. Another way to mention that is that the data and the finance were still being run by CZ and Binance.com at the time of Binance US's launch, which means Binance US was never an independent company, ever. The data and finance were the two most difficult ones to bring over to the U.S., and the data had a significant opacity to it, which means opacity. She couldn't see the data. Coley added, and I did not get answers from CZ on why or how or what we would need to do to be able to bring the data over. In other words, Binance US was just a shell, guys. It was a front. CZ had all the money, he had all the information, and he had the coins. She also mentioned in her testimony that they never bought wallet custody over to the US. So again, if you were wiring money to BAM Trading, which is just CZ's company, that's what Binance US told you to send your money to. Gee, does that sound a little bit like, I don't know, Alameda Research? Maybe just a little bit. You were sending your money to CZ's personal accounts overseas. Your coins were never on Binance US. Your coins were always in CZ's custody. Again, guys, if you're reading this, if you're hearing this, and you still have money on Binance US, I can't help you. The writing is on the wall. You have to get out. And again, one thing I want to notice here, this is the actual testimony that the government published yesterday, and I want to scroll down a little bit. It's tough to see here, but if you zoom in enough, you can see it. Pages 1 through 199. They only released 18 pages yesterday. About 3 pages of it was titles and everything like that. So about 15 pages of testimony, but there are 200 pages of testimony. A lot of it we haven't seen yet. Who knows what else is in there? And we've got this also yesterday. The SEC asked for emergency order to freeze Binance US assets anywhere in the world. And I want to scroll down a little bit to the bottom here because they're saying the order compels Binance's founder, CZ, to show cause while a preliminary injunction against Zhou and his 2 holding companies should not be entered. The restraining order would also prevent all 3 entities from destroying evidence. Where was it? Let me do a control F here. I had it. Okay, the freezing order only applies to Binance's 2 U.S. holding companies, not to the non-U.S. regulated international exchange. So this only applies to Binance U.S. The order would apply to dozens of accounts held at Axos Bank, the defunct Silvergate Bank, and Prime Trust and other institutions. Now keep an eye on those names, Prime Trust, Silvergate, and Axos Bank, because the reason I say that is we got a very cryptic tweet last night from David Bailey. David Bailey is the CEO of Bitcoin Magazine. This is a pretty well-connected, well-informed guy. And he tweeted last night, a major custodian is about to declare bankruptcy without a last-minute bailout. Take your Bitcoin off exchanges, even Bitcoin-only platforms. No clues as to who it is, as to which custodian might be going on. There are rumors swirling about which one it is. I'm not going to perpetuate rumors and give names or anything here because I don't want to contribute to a panic if it's not real. But this is a pretty well-informed guy saying something big is about to happen in crypto. Guys, there's one thing you take away from that. I just have to reiterate this. Take your Bitcoin off exchanges. I've been saying it for years. Do not leave your Bitcoin on the exchanges. Elsewhere, we've got U.S. jobless claims surged to 261,000. That's the highest since October of 2021. Again, what about the strong jobs market, guys? I thought everything was going so good in the labor market. Why are jobless claims surging? Applications for U.S. unemployment benefits jumped last week to the highest level since October of 2021, suggesting mounting layoff announcements are starting to translate into job cuts. Initial jobless claims rose by 28,000 to 261K in the week ended June 3rd, a Labor Department report showed on Thursday. The median forecast from Bloomberg was for 235,000 applications. Silver lining, continuing claims, which includes people who have received unemployment benefits for a week or more, and are a good indicator of how hard it is for people to find work after losing their jobs, those fell to 1.76 million. So initial claims spiked, but continuing claims fell. Extrapolate from the data what you want with that one. But the report highlights a labor market that, while largely resilient, is starting to show signs of cooling. U.S. companies announced more layoffs in the first 5 months of 2023 than in all of last year. While job cuts have been mostly contained to white-collar sectors, including tech and banking, economists expect those plans to soon materialize into more dismissals. And you can see that here. This is a one-year chart of initial jobless claims here, folks. And here is that big spike that we got this morning. And you're noticing a bit of an uptrend here, right? It's not a huge uptrend. It's still pretty low, but trending upward. Also, this story today, sorry, apes, I hate to break it to you, but GameStop just fired its CEO and canceled its earnings call, and stock is falling. GameStop said Wednesday that its board had terminated CEO Matt Furlong. Ryan Cohen was elected executive chairman. The company reported a net loss of $50.5 million or 17 cents a share. Sales were down 11% to $1.24 billion. And there weren't enough analysts providing facts set. Just no analysts covering the company, apparently. The company canceled its earnings call, very bad sign, which was scheduled for after the market closed. Now, this is a sell-side analyst commentary here, this guy named Pachter, but I have to read it. He says, I see no signs of a turnaround. The strategy was be like Amazon. They bought in Amazon executives. Matt Furlong was a former Amazon executive who was just fired. They expanded their fulfillment capacity and worked on an online store, and it simply didn't work. That's a takeaway. It just didn't work. GameStop's efforts to turn around the business are not working, and that's why they fired their CEO. Under Furlong, the video game retailer had been cutting costs in recent quarters, which helped them firm up an earnings of 16 cents a share in the quarter that ended in January. It also launched a marketplace for NFTs that struggled amid the broader crypto collapse. The company has benefited from a wave of major blockbuster video game releases, including Hogwarts Legacy, Star Wars Jedi Survivor in April, Legend of Zelda, all these other video game names, but still GameStop is struggling amid the consumer shift from game discs to digital downloads, which has long cast a cloud over the stock. Guys, GameStop's efforts to turn around the company are not working. Gary Gensler is too busy killing crypto to care about naked shorting dim prospects for GameStop. I know that's not gonna sit well with a lot of people who follow this channel, but guys, I got to call it like I see it. It's not looking good there. GameStop currently down 17.4%. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. Guys, get your money off of crypto. Oh, and I forgot. I'm sorry. Jose Orozco says, Jack, is the watermelon with shades on vacation? Oh, that's right. He's not there in the upper corner. We got to put Mel back in here. Where are you, Mel? Where's my watermark? Thank you, Jose. Here we go. We'll put Mel back up there. I forgot he wasn't there. I forgot to add him. Thanks. Thank you very much, Jose. I appreciate the super chat and support of the channel. And no, Mel is not on vacation. Mel is working every day. He loves his job, and he's going to keep doing this forever and ever. Thank you, sir, very much. Thank you to my Patreon supporters for everything you guys do for the channel. Link down below should you feel so inclined. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. I love you guys. Hold your breath if you're in the Northeast. Stay inside. Turn on your AC. Filter your air. And until next time, live small and dream big.